Hey guys, my name is Joel Fjellström, and I am the new jungler for Team Darkstar's League of Legends team. My in-game name is TDS Relinquished, and I am 19 years old, and I live in a small village-ish outside of Gothenburg called Älvängen. My interests are, of course, League of Legends. It's what I do on most of my spare time, and otherwise it's mostly football and other kinds of activities that mostly include sports, but also sometimes work out as basically just running or push-ups and stuff like that. Not much more about me. I've always been kind of a gamer, spending a lot of time indoors, playing video games, mostly League of Legends. I've played since the beta, and before that it has been pretty much only Counter-Strike and not much others. Basically in queue times it's Hearthstone or something like that that doesn't take a lot of time. My motivation to become one of the best players in the League of Legends esports scene is gaming is my hobby basically. It's what I love doing on my spare time. So who doesn't want their favorite hobby to be their job that they can earn money from and that they can just wake up in the morning and feel like, damn, today's going to be a good day, I'm going to play some League of Legends and one day I will be the best. And to keep this motivation up, I kind of think of all the steps I've been taking through the years of playing, and also those around me who's taking like different kind of steps. Basically my best friend who has taken the step from being a no-name to now being the AD carry for Alliance, Reckless. And my own steps from basically also being a no-name, playing in all sorts of different teams, not really making it anywhere, like Age of Gaming, and we had some cooperation with Ocelot to maybe make a academy team for Gamers True, but that didn't really work out either. Although on the Rift, every time I play solo queue games, stuff like that, I can really see myself when I watch replays or feel in-game when I make the plays that I am becoming a better player for almost every game I play. I could always learn new things. There's so many different players out there on the Rift making weird plays to some, but those weird plays could actually be really legit and for later patches or stuff like that. The game is always evolving, all these patches, the game is never going to be the same, and you can always evolve. Like even the pro players, they can evolve. So basically, looking back to all those steps that you yourself are making, that's a really good motivation, especially when you see that you are getting better. And just keeping in mind that you can become even better, because why stop? There's basically no point of stopping. You can always be better. To reach my goals and to become the player I want to be in the League of Legends esports, I'm basically just gonna keep doing what everyone has to do. You have to play solo queue, you have to look through your games and realize your mistakes. You have to accept your mistakes and not just be like, oh, well, this guy could have done that better and not me. You have to accept your own mistakes, and you have to think about how you can improve and not make those mistakes again. I know solo queue could be a really rough place. You probably get pretty frustrated in a day, but if you do feel like that's the way, then you just have to mute everyone and just focus on your own play, because that's how you get better. You focus on yourself when you're playing solo queue. If you're playing team, then you evolve as a team. But in solo queue, it's all about evolving yourself. And if you make a play, be proud of it and feel like a better player afterwards, because if you make a play, well, then you've made a play and you did something good. So that's basically my only really drive towards my goal. It's not much you can do in League of Legends except practice. Like you can't just, you need some talent, but it's just like in real sports. Like you can't get far if you only have talent. You really have to need the drive. You have to work for it, and working for it to become a better player in League of Legends. That's basically just playing solo queue, realizing your mistakes, but also realizing what you make or what you do good in a game. So yeah, always look through your games. If you want to be a better player in League of Legends, you can't just play solo queue games and then like go to bed and say, yeah, this was a good day, although this. If you do play League of Legends and want to become a better player, I suggest downloading LoL Replay or streaming or something like that so you can get VODs of your plays. And then before going to bed, maybe take 1 hour or 2 hours or something like that. Look at your plays, realize your mistakes and think through, this I could have done differently, and if I did that, the outcome would have probably been better for me, and maybe this situation could have made us win the game instead of losing it. Also, unfortunately, just like in sports, there will always be haters. Like, everyone will be rooting for you. Some people would actually want to see you fail, and that's nothing that you can really stop. You just have to be a strong, independent player and kind of just look through it and realize that maybe these guys are just trying to push me down, or maybe they are correct. But if they are correct, then don't you want to one day prove them wrong and be better than them and prove to them that, hey, yeah, I was this bad here maybe, but now I'm up here on the top. So basically, dealing with haters and stuff like that will always be an issue, but if you just keep your courage up and if you're trying to be strong, you will probably almost always make it. Like, there won't be only haters. You will always have people behind you as well supporting you, and you really need to try and take the energy from them and try to push down the negative energy coming from the haters. Like I said before, I put most of my spare time into playing League of Legends because I love the game and I think it's really funny. Mostly it's really fun playing with your friends, and also now my new team. I think that's probably the best thing about the game at the moment. Solo queue could be frustrating, but it's something you have to do to become better. And if you want to become the best, you really need some kind of motivation source. I have a really strong one actually, because my best friend is Alliance AD carry, Reckless, and we've been friends for around 11 or 12 years now, and seeing him grow from a no-name to a professional player is a really good motivation, because then I know that if you just want to be the best, you can be the best, because he was motivated. He unfortunately injured his knee and he couldn't do much else than sit and play League of Legends and be on the computer, but he was still motivated when he found out that he loved the game. He played continuously many hours of solo queue every day, and he found out that he was getting better. He found out that, holy shit, these are professional players and I'm actually playing with them in the game and I'm doing equally well or even better than them. And also having his support, he has at many occasions told me that I am a great player, but he also tells me that I can become better, and he points out my mistakes, and I think that's a really good thing, because knowing that you have a best friend in the professional scene and that he comes and tells you that you are a great player, but also tells you what you can improve, there's not much better things that can happen to you as a player than that, because now I know this is what I have to do better, and if I do that, then maybe that will be enough to be a professional player. Role models, there are actually quite a few role models that I would like to bring up, but Reckless is, of course, one of them. He has gone from a no-name to one of the best players in the world. And also seeing just the last split when they lost, I think it was the final versus Alliance, that he was sitting there on stage. No, it was actually in the World Championship against OMG, where the Nexus was one hit away from dying, and then they die and OMG finishes the game. And he sits there on stage, totally devastated. He doesn't even want to pack his gear. He's just sitting there, face in hands, and crying basically. And seeing someone that is that passionate about what they love and what they do, that is really something that I would want to be one day. That I would want to show the people that I love this game, I love what I do, and just a simple loss in a video game could be really harsh. Also, it goes the same for people as Piglet. Many people see him as, well, he's a Korean, he's really good, stuff like that, but he also has really strong emotions for the game. Like, if you have seen his streams now, lately, on Curse, he sits pretty much basically all still, focused, doesn't talk much, yeah, he doesn't know much English, but you can really see in Piglet's face that even when he was playing from level 1 to 30, and it wasn't ranked games, he was still focused. He thought that, hey, even if these are low-level games, maybe there's a chance that I could learn something. So basically, just seeing that Piglet never misses a chance to learn something new, that's pretty much, that's fantastic in my opinion. Just knowing that he really wants to be the very best and wants to improve that much, that he is always trying to find new tactics or new plays or new champions that will be viable in the current meta. If you think that the Team Darkstar organization seems interesting and want to follow this new League of Legends team's journey to try and become one of the best teams out there, then I think that it's a very good idea to follow all our social medias, and we will try our very best to become one of the best teams out there for ourselves and also for you that are supporting us and giving us strength every day.
Team fights have begun.
Yep, indeed, and Fizz can feel fights.
He certainly can. Rip in peace, Jinx. And it will be for Fudge, who gets his name finally on the board. 6-0 Lee Sin has just been playing phenomenal. Relinquished has been MVP of this game as far as I'm concerned. He's been everywhere.
He has been MVP of TDS's tournament so far. I mean, this whole second bracket has been TDS.